But I want to start, Hugh, and not scare them right off the bat with some of the things we're going to talk about here. I want to start when you were a kid and you were 7 years old and you're walking down the street with your mom and dad, and you did look up at the starry skies. And as a 7-year-old kid, you said to your dad, are the stars, are they cold or hot?
Yeah, I mean, I grew up in Vancouver. It rains a lot in Vancouver. I remember one night when I was with my parents, and suddenly the rain clouds broke and you could see the stars crystal clear. I was in awe looking at those stars, but I turned to my dad and said, "Are those stars hot?" And he said, "Son, yes, they're very hot." I said, "Tell me why." And he said, "You need to go to the library."
Yeah.
Unfortunately, our grade 2 teacher took us on a field trip to the Vancouver Public Library, a library that had 3 million volumes. And so I got a card, and within the first year, I read all the books in the children's section on physics and astronomy. Then they gave me a pass to the adult section.
And then you went through that section.
I did. And then
Yeah, and then that wasn't good enough, so you got a card so you could go to the University of British Columbia to that library.
Right.
And so going through the stack of books, and what you found out was that there were how many stars up in the sky?
Well, in our Milky Way galaxy, there's about 300 or 400 billion stars. So that's just the stars in our galaxy, and there's about 2 trillion galaxies in the universe. So yeah, there's lots of stars.
2 trillion galaxies
Yes.
in the universe. So there's got to be way more stars than 2 trillion. And my question to you is that if those stars were not out there, would it matter to us as human beings? Would we even be here?
Well, it was Carl Sagan. I had him briefly as a professor who said, we're all made of stardust. The very first stars in the universe are composed of only hydrogen and helium. But in their nuclear furnaces, they make some of that hydrogen and helium into heavier elements. And then the largest stars blast the ashes into interstellar space, where a new generation of stars take those ashes, and because of that enrichment of elements heavier than hydrogen and helium, their nuclear furnaces produce much more elements heavier than hydrogen and helium. And for life to be possible, you need 3 generations of stars. Our star, the sun, is a 3rd generation star, and only 3rd generation stars have an adequate quantity of heavy elements to make life possible. But too many heavy elements is just as much of a problem as too few. So we have just the right number of stars in the universe for human life to be possible, and we're here at just the right time in the history of the universe for human life to be possible.